Go Blue, everyone. How high can Michigan climb? Next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And here we go off the back of an amazing win in Lincoln, Nebraska. We have bye week here, episode 218, Michigan Wolverines Live. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to be your host for the next hour and a half or so. My name's John Diadamo. You can find me on Twix at John Diadamo. We're coming to you live from YouTube, and we're coming to you live from Twitch and X for about 20 minutes or so. If you're on X, you might want to slide over to YouTube because we just give a preview on X. And we sound good on radio, even better with this new mic. We sound really good on radio now. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, leave a rating or review. As you're joining us, don't be shy. Hit that like button. It just takes a second, and it's free. So why not? Hit that sub to let you know when we're live, and hit the bell. And share this link out with at least one friend. That's all we ask. If you're in a chat with people, a message board, Facebook group, carrier pigeon, whatever, just share this out with a friend and help. Let's get the word out that this is live. If you have a comment or question, as some already have, go ahead and hit a super chat. Go ahead and hit a super sticker or membership gifts. Because we have some of those to cover real quick. Once we get on with my partner in crime, each and every Tuesday, TJ Ronin in the house. Batman. It's here.
Batman confirmed. Looking forward to watching our team of superheroes take on the rest of the season. Looking forward to the show, John. Excited. Can't wait to get into it, man.
Likewise, and we can't wait to thank Eric Bedinger, who is renewed as Connor Stallion's espionage membership. So thank you so much. You're going to see your name on the bottom of the screen here with the Connor Stallion's espionage members. So appreciate you. And Ryan H., who is now, I think, taken his rightful place as this channel's Oprah, has officially, before the show even started. That's how awesome this guy. I'm so happy. I literally shook my mini fucking thing here. Ryan H. with 5 gifted memberships. That means 5 people in the community get a free 30 days of Those Who Stay Will Be Champions, TJ.
Yeah, man. Cannot explain how much we appreciate that, Ryan. And to all the new members, welcome to the community.
Absolutely. We got Quinn here. We got Goats. Ryan's in the house. We got Drufus in the house. Michigander, reminding people to hit that like button. So many of our community in here ready for the show.
Ryan H says, "Can we get a Batman emoji?" I think we need to make that happen. We'll
That's
figure it out.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
I'm gonna get on Canva later and we'll draft one up for you guys.
Yep.
Absolutely. Before we hop into our first topic, we do want to thank our main sponsor of the entire season, Win Agency. They're here for you. At Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 2 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat to run your own health and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365. 2026 plan prices available in November. I'm going to put the links right here. So if you need life insurance, the link is right there. And if you have health insurance, boom, the link is there. Let me pull this down so you guys can see us again. But just wanted to thank Win Agency for your generosity this season.
Best in the game, John. Best in the game.
Best in the game as well. And of course, Brian starting off the super chat train with a 2. The backup guards should start. They've dominated. Look, I said from the very moment I started seeing Jake Granera that I thought he was really impressive. But you're right. Afobe's been doing all right too. And so it's going to be interesting when El Hadi gets back healthy, what happens there.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, it looks like we have potentially a good problem. You know, it looks like we have Granera, Afobe, El Hadi, and Norton battling it out. May the best 5 win. I mean, the good news is there appears to be some depth at the position in terms of, like, obviously we're not talking about any elite play here, right? But can we get a solid 5 as the season progresses? I think it's potentially possible. I need Evan Link to get tighter, and I know some of his grades were pretty good PFF wise. But we're all very aware of some of the gaps in his game. So we'll see where we're at there. But I mean, it's interesting to see where that goes. I mean, I think El Hadi's out for a few more weeks. So, Afobe will probably play left guard. And then when does Brady Norton return? I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything on that. John, have you?
No, could be a couple of weeks still.
Yeah.
No idea there. And honestly, I think I think he might be riding the bench if this continues. So we will see.
I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see.
I think El Hadi's, if somebody's coming back, it'll probably be El Hadi.
Yeah, I would agree.
So to help us introduce the kind of first topic, final thoughts on Nebraska. Minnie Hunt's in the chat right now with her Go Blue and what is it, Big Red? Yeah. So it's because it's like Go Blue mixed with Go Big Red mixed together. That was a Doreen creation there, and she's here too, by the way. So check them out every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. For the ladies,
Lions did win,
and Lions did win. We were here. So for those of you who were here, we had our members only show last night, and we treated it as a Lions Ravens watch party for the first half. And that first half was people, they were trading blows. It was tied. And then Lions kept the momentum and pulled it out. So
yeah, hell of a game
for them.
Hell of a game. Pretty ecstatic. Both my football teams are playing good right now. My baseball team is a sloppy mess. And we'll see how basketball and hockey goes.
Let's see. So we've got our final thoughts on Michigan 30, Nebraska 27. Final thoughts brought to you by FanDuel. Don't forget that if you put in $5 in a bet, you can get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. If you're going to bet responsibly and use our link, because that obviously supports the channel. So, after a rewatch, after looking at this and just listening in, obviously doing my podcast rounds and my content reading and everything that I do to kind of prep for the show, I am even more happy. I think that this is, especially with Sharon Moore gone, TJ, this is the type of win that this program just clutches out and has consistently clutched out, with the exception of last year. This felt like a 2022, 2021, 2023 special in a lot of areas, because the team was without its head coach, went into Lincoln, Nebraska, and found a way to get the victory. Was it perfect? Hell no, it wasn't perfect. And we're going to dive into that some more. But the point is, Michigan made the plays, and it felt like it was never really this close. Like, there were multiple plays in the game, TJ, where, for example, Channing Goodwin actually catches the ball right in his hands. That's probably a touchdown. If you time out the Hail Mary, that prevents them from getting the last second touchdown. They score another touchdown. It felt like this was really more a 2 or 3 score game, but Michigan kept letting them back in, but finding a way to get the dub on the road, tough road win against a real team. I would call them a real team. Are they a top 5 team? No, but they're a real team.
Yeah, no, it was a good victory. End of the day, it was a great road test for our younger team. And like we talked about on Saturday, was there some sloppiness to the game? Absolutely. Was there areas that we need to improve on? Absolutely. Is it quite clear our wide receivers, like, did you see the adjusted completion percentage when you subtract the drops from the game?
Yeah, it was like 71%.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the receivers need to step up. They know. We have a bye week, right? So we have a bye week, a lot to clean up. But the defensive line showed, which was big for me. I mean, was one of my concerns. Offensive line played good enough. One thing we can say, though, for sure, is Bryce is getting time to throw, which is great. Now we need these receivers to get open, but when you get open, catch the ball. That's really, I would say, one of our biggest hurdles at the moment. We do have some blown coverage issues on the back end, but I feel, and like I mentioned Saturday, I feel that is only going to get tighter and cleaned up as the season goes. We would really like it to be cleaned up as the season begins, but we'll see there. We have some young players really shining. Cole Sullivan, Jaden Sanders.
Yeah, Jaden Sanders looks like a dog.
Obviously, Underwood. Haynes looks like something really special right now. So there's a lot of encouraging things with this team. Not perfect, but a lot to, I think, be excited about. Now, regarding Nebraska came to win, boys. I mean, that you had the entire team and stadium fighting you that Saturday, and Michigan at least rose to the occasion and got the victory. So, I mean, it was a good win. I mean, I don't, it's funny. I saw some Buckeyes like, oh, well, if Ohio State doesn't win by 70, people would be scolding them, and they're saying, oh, this is a good win for Michigan. It was a good win for Michigan. And at the end of the day, too, Michigan allowed, and I hope this doesn't bother many, but Michigan really did allow Nebraska to hang around. I mean, there was a lot of things we did that kept them in the game. I mean, we're talking the end of the first half, lack of timeout decision, you know what I mean? Like that, which gave them 7, which allowed them to, tie the game. Or so, yeah, I mean, there was some things that we did on our end that made it a little closer, tighter than it needs to do. But at the end of the day, Nebraska capitalized, and it's on us to do better.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised with the trench play on both lines. And if you go back a few weeks, we were freaking out about the line play. But it turns out that some of that was on the quality of opponent. Oklahoma probably has a top 5 line in both sides. And then on the other side of the coin, we were figuring it out and figuring out position groups. I will say this. I think Crippen has taken a step up. I think he has had a shaky season, but I think he took a step up in Nebraska. And like the one super chatter said, both guards, I think, have been performing very well. I don't think Garnero is losing his starting spot this year, folks. I think he has solidified his starting spot. Whether left guard shifts around, that remains to be seen. And whether Frazier gets a look somewhere remains to be seen. I still think Sharon Moore may not be done cooking in terms of finding the final five, but based on what I saw, O-line great, D-line, what else can you say about Jayshawn Barham, man? Just a really, really strong player that, like I said, when he's on the field, when he's in that position, he elevates everyone around him, including Derek Moore, who played better when Barham was in the position. It opens up a whole nother lane because then then they have to factor in both of them. Derek Moore then has more opportunities when more attention is shifted over to Barham. So it just opens things up where the offense struggles. Here's the crazy thing. Raiola played extremely well, in my opinion.
No, he played really well.
He played extremely well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the line sacked him. He was sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
So I think now it's just about TJ. What do you think about the idea that as Rod Moore has more snaps, and Zeke and when Zeke Berry comes back, whenever that is, do you think that that's going to kind of elevate the secondary? Because Rod Moore, as we know, has been considered the quarterback of the defense in that 2023 season. So bringing him back, even for the limited play he had, it was nice seeing him out there. He did make a play at the end, and it was if the plan is to play him more, then you're adding an extremely experienced player to a young secondary.
Yeah, then also add in just the added experience of Jaden Sanders. I like. I don't know. I thought I said this. Maybe it was Saturday. Maybe it was a conversation with me and Garrison. But I like the individual players on the back end of the defense. They're just not playing together right now. I like Jaden Sanders. I like Zeke Berry. I think Jair Hill is a good player, but he's not playing well right now. Jair Hill is a bit of a liability at the moment. I think TJ Metcalf is a good player. I think Rod Moore is a good player. We have the talent to have a strong back end of the defense. And then now that you're getting pressure with your defensive line by again moving Jayshawn Barham where he should be, and that's not on the coaching staff. The coaching staff wanted to make that move in the spring. Jayshawn Barham apparently resisted the change initially, from my understanding. But there. And not only that, I don't know if anyone's listening to 97.1 today. I do like to check it out from time to time, even though they annoy me, especially the Valeni show. But, I like to hear it from time to time. Valeni and Rico were essentially saying today that they think, I don't think I agree with this, but they think Jayshawn Barham is the best defensive player to come out of Michigan before even over Mason Graham, even more than Aiden Hutchinson, even more than Aiden Hutchinson. They think he creates more havoc than any of them, which I would say, all right, those are top 10 picks. Relax there. But do I think Jayshawn Barham's going to be a first-round pick? If he continues playing at this level, at that position, yeah, I do think he will be a first-round pick. Now, what is his ceiling to be determined? Because he's learning the position. But I think we have something very special. I think we have 3 superstars right now. I think Barham's a superstar. I think Haynes is a superstar, and Underwood's a superstar. Those are the 3 superstars I think we have.
Yeah.
So it's the team. What's beautiful, and like I mentioned on Saturday, you're really seeing the team evolve and grow in front of you, and they're figuring themselves out. Now, it's really good news. We have the bye. It's perfect timing for us. We can get healthy. We can tighten some stuff up, polish some things up.
Hit the jugs machine.
Yeah, we know what we are. Now, apparently, I think it was Sharon Moore who said, somebody said, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there is going to be an emphasis on catching. Apparently, that's going to be one of the emphasis during the bye week. So,
Sharon talked about that,
Yeah, so good. But at the end of the day, I think the program is in a very good spot where we stand. I think the bye week is perfect. And then, John, I don't know, are we going to talk about what's to come? We're going to talk about that a little later, right? Because I do have a take that I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah, on what's to come, what do we need to work on, predictions, all that good stuff is coming up.
Okay. Good deal.
But I will say it's great. I would add one more superstar to the mix. Zvada is back.
Oh, yeah.
The legend.
You're right.
The man, the myth, the legend. It's tough to be the man, but he is the man. And that 3-point kick made the difference between this being a tie game and potentially going to overtime in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then Michigan being able to kneel it down at the end for the win. That was the difference in the game. Was that kick, the 56-yarder that he nailed. And I think he needed that. Like, when you're a kicker and you're going through the yips, which I think almost all of our kickers have at some point had like a rough patch, all of them. It's kind of nice that he nailed that in a tough stage that's really noisy, that's really against Michigan. I mean, Nebraska showed out. Nebraska and multiple of the beat writers talked about it. Nebraska showed out for that game. It was a lot of times, TJ, you know this, like, it becomes a Michigan game. Like the game I'm going to in a couple months when I go to Maryland Stadium, that's going to be like basically another Michigan home game because of the amount of Michigan alum that go to in the DC area, right? That was an example where Nebraska was showing out in that game, and Zvada and everybody answered the call.
Agree. I think the boys, they did what they needed to do. It's got to get cleaner though. And that's why that's why we took the approach we did Saturday. Like, good win. They did their job. But if we want to achieve the things we want to achieve, we got to be a tighter, cleaner football team. So we'll see what the boys can get together. Wisconsin's, again, we'll talk about that more, but Wisconsin's the perfect next game for us.
Yeah. We did touch on it a bit last night. And don't forget, folks, some people just got gifted memberships. Last night, we did an hour and a half, maybe even a little more, of a members-only stream where we talked about a lot of this stuff, and we talked about the Lions game. Check it out. I actually have a few shorts that I've cut from the members stream so that people can get a little bit of a bite-sized snapshot of what it's like. And so one we rolled out today. And just check it out. We'd love to include you as those who stay or Connor Stallions, so you could join in on our chats. Any final thoughts here before we go to? We got some awesome super chats here that our community.
No, we're ready to go, John. We're ready to go.
Let's do it. So let's start with Ryan H. With the 10 burger. Thank you, Ryan, for just all that you do. What do we need to do moving forward to get this Michigan offense more in unseen?
Moving forward, I don't know.
Moving forward, basically, I think just like make it more. Is it just saying like more dynamic or?
Yeah. Well, two things in my opinion, John. One, offensive line cohesion, right? Like, and I see Juju say get healthy. That's key. Obviously, we need our tight ends healthy. We need this offensive line get healthy. I don't disagree with that at all. Great take.
Hansen.
Then the second thing is the wide receivers got to execute. Like, as high as I am on Donovan McCulley, the way he handled that throw from, who threw that throw? Shit.
Oh, Samaj
Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, why are you not adjusting to that ball? You are wide open. There is nobody defending you. Adjust to the ball. Why are you touching the end zone? I don't know. But yeah, the guys got to catch the ball. That's where we are. Like, it just comes down to execution, cohesion, chemistry, and health, and that's where it is. And look, here's the great news. Does anyone not feel confident in Underwood and Chip Lindsey? I have confidence. I have zero reserves. I have zero reserves with that. So it's in a good spot. It will get better. Now we have what we have in terms of skill positions this year. Next year, let's hope we upgrade. Good news is, even if we do lose Justice Haynes to the draft, well, the number one running back in the nation's coming. So we should be just fine, especially with Jordan Marshall, who now is beginning to looks like find his groove, which is good. Now let's see what he can do and if he can keep it up.
Yeah, I think you nailed it on line play because that's the backbone of everything, right? If the line can protect, then Bryce has more time in the pocket to execute. That also means that the run gap separation, the line gap separation that we're starting to see emerge. There were times where Justice Haynes, as good as he is, like, the best running backs need a little bit of help from their line to open up that open up that gap a little bit for them. Justice Haynes barely needed any, because there were times where he would just barrel his way through the smallest of holes and evade 2 or 3 Nebraska defenders and still make it very far. But like that little bit of separation that we're starting to see, I didn't see much against Oklahoma at all. It was almost impossible for our runners to get out, except for that touchdown, because because they weren't creating that separation. They're doing a better job with technique. They're doing a better job with setting getting those gaps open up, whatever the gap is supposed to be. And I think that's huge, as the line play, like you said. As far as, I asked Chris Ballas and the Wolverine show yesterday, and I was like, why are the tight ends, and I made it very simple, why are the tight ends catching the balls and the wide receivers aren't catching the balls? And his response was the tight ends have better hands. And when you think about it, it really is that simple, right? With the exception of McCauley, who I'm going to give an asterisk to, because I think McCauley is that guy, and he's somebody who I think Bryce can rely on. Who else is there? Samaj is in and out, right? Sometimes he makes a great play. Sometimes I don't know where he is. And I really do think that, in addition to just hitting the jugs machine, I want to see Bellamy get sidelined. I want to see Soup Campbell and Chip Lindsey and Sharon Moore huddle, find the 3 guys, I think McCauley is one of them, who can do, what do we always talk about? The 3 parts of the catch, right? Separation, route running, and the catch itself. Who are the 3 guys? I don't care if they're true freshmen. I don't care if they're grad students. I don't care if you pluck someone from the beer line. I don't care. Whoever are the 3 people who we're able to access, who are best able to do that, those are the 3 people I want to see. I don't care about, did they play in 2023? I don't care about, did they just come to the campus a few months ago? And in my opinion, Andrew Marsh in particular needs more of a look. I think that he's got the talent, the dynamic speed, the ability to get separation. I think sometimes the Michigan staff, they look at one mistake, and sometimes that's like, well, let's not use him anymore. And I do think there is some of that. And, sometimes the fans are a little bit like that, where it's just like, oh, they made this mistake, get him out. I don't want to see him again. But but that was a very early mistake, right? Where he didn't turn around. He didn't think he was getting the ball. They had practiced this a million times, and he wasn't the guy who was getting the ball. So I understand that happened. He was a freshman. But also, on his film, and in multiple moments, even in the last game, but especially at CMU, I saw a guy ready to meet the moment. I saw somebody who I think Bryce could depend on. And you got to use who you got, because that's the only way we're going to be getting the real alphas and the real, number 1 type wide receivers to come to the university, along with a nice fat, $1 million check. But you combine those things, and maybe a couple of wide receivers decide, hey, I want to come to Michigan.
Right. And I think that's going to happen. I think the transfer portal and next cycle, we're going to, and I think it's potentially possible Michigan tries to flip a kid that we're not aware of right now. I think that's potentially possible as well.
Captain mentions another wide receiver here that I agree should also probably get a look. Browder. So I'm guessing Marsh and Browder are just not up to speed with the college scheme and playbook. Either way, I'm hoping we are mixing more guys in these coming practices and next game. So, Captain, I half agree, but you have to remember that a lot of these guys are running the same type of spread option, offense, especially at the major programs, like the Providence days and those types of programs. They're running these types of same concepts as what Chip is running. The difference is the 12 personnel. The difference is when we go into ACE or when we go into I-form, where they don't really do that as much in high school. But that used to be in Hardball days, like 80% of, or at least 60% of our offense, that's now more like a package here and there. And we're really seeing a lot more gun, pistol, stuff that they probably have seen. So I wouldn't buy that like I would have bought that 3 years ago. 3 years ago, like when Harbaugh was hardcore, pound it, and I formation and all, like, yes, especially like 2015, 16, the really early Michigan days, like it looked like an NFL offense. It looked like a very pro concept offense. Not anymore. I feel like it's so much closer now than it ever used to be to the high school offense that they're running. So I want to say, here's the thing. If Marsh and Browder have the best hands, let's see them both. It's going to be against Wisconsin anyway. So you might as well try it.
Well, I mean, I think we saw with Andrew Marsh, the moment was too big. I mean, I do think there's an adjustment period. I think there is. The speed of the game is one thing, right? I mean, you're going against corners who are better than any corners you faced in high school. You're trying to time yourself with the offense, with Bryce Underwood. It takes time to adjust. It just does. And not only that, there's a physical component as well. Are these kids ready? Maybe. Andrew Marsh, in my opinion, should get some more run. Jamar Browder, we haven't seen, so we don't know what the limitations are, but there's got to be something. I mean, part of me thinks one of the main things is McCauley is playing where Jamar Browder plays, and McCauley's going to play over Jamar Browder.
Yes.
But I'm not, it's not something I know. It's possible they could put him out there at some point, and he did play in the CMU game a little bit. But it's just one of those things where the kids have to get acclimated to the game. And, see, here's the thing too about the difference between high school and college. The playbook is far more advanced. There's more plays. Your packages are far more than your 2 or 3 pages of plays in high school, so yeah, I just think there's a learning curve. There's a physical acclimation process, as well as just getting used to the speed of the game. And you got to remember this too. These kids are also, the thing about being a freshman, it's not even just acclimating to the game. They're acclimating to life. Okay, they don't have mom and dad there, right? They're acclimating to life, living on their own, getting used to the course, the college courses, the schooling. They're taking on a lot. So you can't even just single focus on your game. You're literally multitasking all of these things right now. And that's why it's so challenging for freshmen to make true impacts. And the ones who do is what makes them so special.
And I may get slammed for this comment. Let's give Fred Moore one more shot in the fourth quarter against Wisconsin, up by 20.
No, I'll bet 20. I'll bet 20. Go for it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I don't give a damn who plays as long as
O'Leary, give him a shot in the fourth quarter. Like, people are screaming for O'Leary because he made that hero catch against Ohio State. Well, like let's just see who we got.
In my opinion, let the young kids get some run. Let Marsh get some run. Let Browder get some run. I don't know. I guess I'm not a believer in O'Leary like others, but I mean, whatever. But I'm also the same position. Like, I don't care. Just produce.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn who it is.
I think that's where we're all at, is like, find 3 people who can catch the ball most of the time. Ryan H., great win by Michigan football. Michigan hockey coming up. Let's fucking go. Everybody's getting excited about hockey. I heard about it last night as well. And on Saturday, we heard about it. People getting pumped for hockey. So are we high on Michigan hockey this year?
They should. I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to compete for the playoffs. But I mean, the thing that's interesting about Michigan hockey, Michigan State's really good. And it's amazing because we typically recruit better than Michigan State in hockey. But it does appear that Michigan State's the higher ranked team this year. I mean, they do have Trey Augustine, who's actually a Red Wing prospect, who's elite. So, I mean, that really helps. But end of the day, Michigan hockey should be good. They appear to have solved their goalie issue. We're known for having a goalie issue, John. But because we don't typically get the elite of the elite at goalie, but we got a good one this year. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. I do expect them to make the playoffs, or I'm sorry, the tournament. And let's see what they can do. See, here's the thing. For those who don't know about Michigan hockey, let me just lay this out. Michigan is the Alabama of hockey, for those who do not know. The problem is Michigan has elite talent who are young and they get drafted. So we lose to these more experienced and developed teams in hockey because there's a lot of these teams like Quinnipiac who we lost to, who have these players who've been around for like 4 or 5 years, and our guys are like freshmen and sophomores, and then they're getting drafted going to the league. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it tough. Michigan is one of the most talented teams who has not won a national title in a while. You know, and we need to because Denver's on our ass. Denver might even have passed. I got to see. I don't even know where we are now. We're either tied with Denver or they may have passed us. I have to look again.
Well, sounds like there's some positive momentum for Michigan, and if they make the tournament, that would be good
though. And they're going to be good for the foreseeable future too.
And of course, basketball, very exciting after that.
Denver did miss us. Fuck those guys. I'm sorry, John. My emotions. I actually, when I lived in Colorado, I lived right by that campus. They love that team.
Nice. All right. Detective Loki is shouting out Jared Goff for his big win against the Ravens last night.
Dude, we got a good team, boys. I mean, if any of my Lions fans watching, we are going to be good. As long as we stay healthy, we should have a good season.
Absolutely. And obviously we were watching it last night on the members only stream, and we're going to do like all kinds of stuff on our member streams like that. You know, if there's a game coming, whatever, we're going to mix it up for the member streams and try some different stuff out. So was Juju?
I was just going to say, fuck Juju.
Oh, okay. Ryan H with the 20 burger. Do you think Michigan D-backs played terrible or Michigan front seven played terrible for Nebraska's QB to throw 300 yards, or they played all together? Just an honest question. I think it's secondary and the fact that people are out.
Yeah, front seven did their job. Now the run fits could be a little better, but it tightened up as it went. The back end they're getting exposed. They're getting beat. Jair Hill's not been great.
No.
It's the back seven, but they'll figure it out. I mean, I'm not concerned yet. I was concerned about the defensive line. I am now with moving Barham to edge. I'm comfortable now. I feel like that creates enough havoc that the other guys can get free, which allowed our team to get more pressures. The back end, they just have to learn their responsibilities. I feel they will figure it out. You got Lamar Morgan and Wink Martindale working on that. Lamar Morgan's a former defensive coordinator as well. I think, let's see how it goes against Wisconsin, and we could kind of see if we need to start raising the warning signs.
Yeah, Jair Hill's had some moments, but he's had more mid or bad moments than good moments. And I think we're gonna benefit from Zeke Berry coming back. I think we're gonna benefit from Rod Moore getting even more playing time. I think experience, and then just the healthy, people coming back healthy. I do have a question. What's going on with Shamari Earls? So we had the backflip. He got injured on the backflip and was out multiple weeks, and then he drew a PI in this game.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? Because I had really high hopes for this kid. I still do have high hopes, but maybe he just needs to lock in a little more.
Well, I mean, it's early. Again, another freshman. I mean, we got to allow them to grow. I mean, you know what makes it worse though, John, is because Jaden Sanders is playing so well. So you have Jaden Sanders playing so well, who's a true freshman, and then you got Earls, who unfortunately got a delayed start to the season. I mean, Sanders, just for those who don't know, Shamari Earls is the one who had the most hype coming into the offseason. Sanders was considered a good prospect coming out of high school, and they were excited about him. But at the end of the day, Sanders is outperforming Earls right now. But I'm not concerned. It's just too early to be concerned about these freshmen. Let's see how it develops. And when Zeke Berry comes back, we'll see how much run these kids get. I mean, it does appear. I'll say this though. I mean, does it not appear? I mean, I know the answer. Michigan is playing a lot of young guys. A lot. I mean, you got Jordan Young, Elijah Dotson, Jaden Sanders, Shamari Earls. I mean, this is that young core. Tevis Metcalf. But he was injured. This is that young core that we talked about in the offseason that Michigan was really ecstatic about. They'll grow, they'll develop. They got to find. Again, it just comes down to it really is an adjustment. It really is an adjustment, the high school speed versus college speed.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. We keep rocking and rolling here. We got some more. Thanks to Michigander for the $1.99. I'd rather Gio wait for USC than come back. Yeah, if he's questionable.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like jinxing it. I'm gonna knock on all the wood right now because the ball's shaped funny. Anything can happen. But let's be real. Gio should probably wait if it's questionable. I'll just say that. Yeah. So USC has the best pass catcher or the best thrower in the entire Big Ten. They have their defense is pretty shit, but their offense is really good. And that's been Riley for years.
Don't tell fucking Garrison that, because I argued with Gary. I had the debate of debates. Like,
really?
Yeah, because he's like, where do you put Underwood in the Big Ten? I'm like, top 5. And then he wants to debate every single quarterback with me. And I'm like, and then who's number 1? I was like, I got Mavia, and I got my guy from Mendoza from Indiana.
From Indiana, yeah.
Yeah, Mendoza from Indiana, Mavia, and
video game numbers.
Shit. I'm drawing a blank on some of these guys. But like at the end of the day, like Bryce is right there around 4 and 5, in my opinion. He's like, what about Drew Eller? I'm like, what about Drew Eller?
What about him?
What about
Where
him?
is he? He's been out to lunch. They should have picked Bo Perbula over Drew Eller. It feels like he's outperforming him.
And then Garrison's like, oh, Sayan's better than Underwood. I'm like, he's not. Julian Sayan's not better than Underwood. Julian Sayan is a above average quarterback who can win, but he's not better than Underwood.
Yeah. So Michigander, I do want to answer this real quick. So if you are a leaders and this is for most people, I actually share the link out with the mods too. But am I not? So if you're a leaders and best, I'd have to look up which membership. The members only show is those who stay and Connor Stallions. However, because you're a mod, then we have the mods chat and I share the link in there too. So, but yeah, it's those who stay and Connor are the two that have the member show. And we had a great chat. Marmar came on, Bull came on, Nick came on. It was the crew. We had a great time. So we'll definitely have a lot more stuff coming up here, Michigander. All right, so let's go to William S. Kane. Heard on one of the Nebraska podcasts today that out of the 76 plays they had, Michigan made 40, or out of the 76 plays, Michigan made 40 solo tackles. That sounds about right based on when I read the box score.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I obviously have to look at, but I mean, now imagine if Michigan made all their tackles, because one of the things I think a lot of us would agree, it was sloppy. Our tackling is sloppy. We're not wrapping up. This is one area Michigan must clean up in the bye, going into Wisconsin. Catching the ball, tackling, wrapping up, these fundamental things are things that Michigan had, and obviously doing better on the back end of the defense. Those areas, if Michigan can clean those up even 70% of the way, we are going to be a very good team and a very tough team to beat. We are talking playoffs here. We are talking playoff potential here.
Absolutely. Michigander says Michigan was Nebraska's biggest home game. It was their biggest game. I think that was huge. They needed to win that to show that Matt Rule's making progress.
Yeah.
He wanted, like, this isn't one of those cases where one team was sitting on their laurels and they're good and the other team is no. Both teams really, really, really wanted to win this game for their own reasons. Nebraska really wanted to win this game to show that they have hit the next tier of college football. Michigan really wanted to win this game to show that we're still potentially a playoff contender, that we can still hang, and that even without Sharon Moore coaching, we can still pull out a tough road win like this. I mean, both teams wanted it for different reasons.
Yeah, no, exactly though. Nebraska, that was a potential program defining moment right now, in the current timeline right now, because they're looking to take that next step in the Big Ten. They're trying to get there. They're trying to be respected. Like, don't get it twisted. We may not be the Michigan of 23, but to beat us is a big deal for anybody. Let's just call what it is. I mean, Michigan is a major brand. We know this. Buckeyes might be like, no, shut up. We know it. You know it. We know it. We all know it.
Ryan H with the 10. Ryan's been cooking tonight. Michigan defense getting better every week, like usual. What do you see being the weakest spot on the defense going forward?
It's the back end of the defense.
Safety.
I mean, look, the front. Michigan appears to be figuring out that front seven by moving Barham to the edge. You got Cole Sullivan acclimating. That's another one. Cole Sullivan's looking like, I don't want to say a superstar because he's not there yet, but he's trending. He's trending to be a special player. I mean, in my opinion, so me and Garrison had this debate. I'm curious what you think, John. And what I'm about to say could be potentially blasphemous. Cole Sullivan's looking better than Houseman out there, man. And Houseman's our leading tackler.
Yeah, no, I actually 100% agree.
Okay. I didn't know if I was being too crazy about it.
No,
but Cole Sullivan just flash. Cole Sullivan makes impact plays. He is a playmaker, man. Houseman's a very good foundational player, very good player, executes well. But Cole Sullivan, it looks like he might be an X factor.
I'm with you. Cole Sullivan, every time he gets access to the ball or anytime he's able to make a play, he makes it.
Yeah, Beeson Treats disagrees with me. We'll see, man. I'm thinking it's interesting. I mean, listen, no one's saying Houseman's not a very good player, obviously. But Cole Sullivan appears like he looks like he's becoming, you have to put him on the field. He's making it so you can't keep him off the field. You can't keep him off the field. So, it's something we'll monitor. He's getting better and better every week.
Absolutely. How about this?
Yeah. Very
How
cool.
about Minnie becoming a Those Who Stay Will Be Champions member?
Welcome to the family, Minnie. Yeah. No, exciting, man. Glad to have her a part of the community.
Wow. So now we've got a Buckeye.
We do.
Doreen. We've got a Nebraska fan, Minnie, joining in and becoming members as well. Y'all, Michigan fans, no excuse. Get on board. If we got Nebraska fans and Ohio State fans getting on board, if you're a Michigan fan, become a member. And if you're Those Who Stay, which Minnie is, or a Connor Stallions member, you get access to our members only shows, which it's been that way the whole 16 months we've been doing members. There is the Leaders and Best option too. If you need a budget friendly option, but you still want to have the badge, you still want to have the emojis, that's cool too. Minnie is joining Those Who Stay Will Be Champions, and it really means a lot that she did. She was on our show last Monday, gave some great analysis while I was traveling, and it's a miracle my internet didn't go down in the hotel that day.
Yeah.
All right, and Michigander with a couple more. As always, Michigan is everyone's Super Bowl, and that's facts, because when you're the best, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Well, that's what everyone thinks about Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, I think I read something on Twitter, and it's true. We are everybody's biggest game. We're Ohio State's biggest game. We're Nebraska's biggest game. We are everyone's biggest game. So, but I mean, listen. It's there's a few programs where that's this. The same could be said for them as well, right? Like Ohio State is everybody's biggest game as well. So I mean, it's mutual there. Oregon's becoming that, but yeah, there's no doubt that Michigan is is the game that everyone looks for on the calendar.
Love it. Michigander with another one here. Barham on the edge forces everyone to pass protect to his side, which leaves one-on-one for everyone else, which also makes blitzes get home on the other side. Michigander explaining that really well, and I was trying to do the same earlier, but you're doing a better job than I did. But it's exactly what I was saying. Like it creates a diversion where now you have to now you have to factor that in, and that opens up Derek Moore to do amazing things on his side. Now he looks a lot better because Barham's out there.
Yeah, I mean, putting Barham to edge completely opens the defense, or not opens the defense. It completely evolves the defense into a more effective defense that makes it very hard for the offensive line. It's so hard to. Barham is a disruptor. And that was Valenti's point today on 97.1. He is a disruptor. He's one of the best disruptors because the way he attacks that quarterback, the way he attacks the rush, it is unique. Like, all right. You want to know who they compared him to on 97.1 today?
Who?
Micah Parsons.
Wow. Well, 11 from heaven.
Micah Parsons was the player that they compared him to. They feel he's a similar brand, a similar type. I don't know if I'm ready to put him at Micah Parsons level. Obviously, we're talking stupid.
That might not be. I mean, that's really nice. I don't know if that's fair on him to put that kind of level of.
Well, he's playing that role though. He is that, and it really should have been how they should have sold it in the offseason. I don't know how they sold it to him. But whatever. He's there now. Obviously, it's a good fit. So I'm excited. I mean, look, I love what we're seeing. Like, I love that the team is figuring out where they need to put these kids to be effective. And then let's just see where it goes, because it's only the beginning. This team has not peaked. We are only ascending right now, but that's only if Michigan stays on top of the growth, the development, the focus. The coaches have got to be on top of identifying where to put these players to make them most optimal, which is what they're doing. We are seeing that right before our eyes, right? You're seeing in real time Barham getting moved. You're seeing in real time the offense evolve with Underwood, right? And now they're trying to figure out what's the right wide receiver combination, what's the right offensive line combination. And then as the season progresses, we should only get better, which is why the bye week in Wisconsin is at such a critical point. And we're going to talk about it. The 2 games after that are really going to decide the season for us. And we'll get into that more when we get to it.
Drufus says Michigan O-line versus USC front 7. Early thoughts.
Yeah, I am not concerned about USC's defense at all. I think now the thing about Michigan's O-line is, who is our starting 5 at that point? Who's healthy, who's not? But I feel Michigan's going to be able to score points. It's going to come down to, that game is going to come down to our defense versus their offense. Turnovers, limiting them, holding them to field goals, that type of stuff. That's how we're that's what that game's going to come down to.
And I am very excited because we have some really cool media guests coming up for these next 2 season previews. Rohan from Bucky's Fifth Quarter for Wisconsin, and then the man himself, Matt Zemek from Trojans Wire, and our own USC shows here at Voice of College Football. And that is one thing I'm curious to ask him, right? How is your D-line improved? What are some of the things that you're seeing versus what you saw with Grinch? How have they simplified the defense? Because apparently they have. And I try to watch the USC show every now and then to kind of get some enemy intel. But he'll be interesting it'll be interesting to pick his brain and see what he thinks. But I agree with you. I think the reality is, like, Michigan's defense versus their offense is strength on strength, really. And that's what's going to determine the game, right? I think USC's offense is really, really good. Michigan's defense, I'd say they're probably ranked, or they will be end of the season ranked about the same. like pretty high up there. And so let's see what they can do matching up. Let's see if some people can get healthy too.
Well, check this out, okay? Because we have Trojan Fight in the house, and shout out to him and welcome to the show, brother. You're always welcome here.
Yeah.
But check this out, just to put some context to some things here. So right now, USC ranks they rank 11th in yards against right now. In yards against in the Big Ten. Okay. They are towards the bottom, and Michigan's not far off. Okay, let's just clarify our position. Michigan's also not in the best position. Michigan is 9th. Points a game, though. Points a game. They are 12th. They're the 12th worst. They're ranked 12th in the Big Ten. But here's why that. Let me tell you why that's interesting. Let me tell you who USC has played against. Missouri State, who? Georgia Southern, a group of 5 school, Purdue, and Michigan State.
Hey,
not impressed, brother.
Hey, Georgia Southern was a Clay Helton revenge game right there. That was what that was. So
my point is they've not played extremely challenging competition, and they're already ranking towards the bottom of the Big Ten. See, we know Michigan has talent, and we also know there is some lapses right now on our defense. But like last year, I am expecting this thing to get more polished and tighter. I am. Now, that is assumption, because it may. What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? But what we do know is we can all agree with the transition of Barham moving to edge, the defense has a different look now. It definitely seems more aggressive. It definitely seems to have the ability to, cause turnovers and hold teams to 3s and outs. There is that. The back end needs to get tighter. There's no denying that. But I am just, with Chip Lindsey and Bryce Underwood, I am confident we will be able to move the ball on this defense. And that's where I'm at right now. Now obviously we got 3 weeks, bye week. We got 2 weeks until the USC game, I believe. Yes. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I mean, to be determined here. I mean, listen, and I want to say this, Trojan Fight, no one is not saying that's not going to be a tough game. We expect that to be a tough game. That is, I would say,
for the whole since preseason. Yeah. We've had that marked as one to watch.
Yeah. So I would say that is going to be our second toughest game on the remainder of the schedule. Ohio State being the toughest, USC being second toughest. So I mean, we're very aware, and yeah, and I got some more on that. We'll hit on that when we get to it, but it's just something we're going to be monitoring.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it does look like they have scored some sacks on the defensive line, but I'm not seeing anything that's jumping up as better than ours. I mean, it's improved.
I'm sorry, I'm not impressed that the best team you played is Michigan State.
Yeah,
Michigan State may not even be bowl eligible, dog.
Little brother.
You know what I mean? Yeah, not impressed. We'll see. Now look, they're going to go against Illinois next week. That's going to be interesting to watch. Although Illinois just got curb stomped by Indiana. Shout out to Curt Cignetti. Which, by the way, actually, you know what? By the way, who told y'all about Curt Cignetti? Didn't I last year hold a very strong position? Everyone's like, well, let's see what he does next year. I tried to tell you. I'm telling you, he's a real one, man. Curt Cignetti is a good-ass coach. I'm telling you.
He just beat the brakes off of Bert Belem. Yeah, that Illinois. They were supposed to be number 9 in the country.
Yeah.
Bielema.
Exactly. Yeah.
Barham is on track for 13 sacks, says Michigander. That would be pretty epic.
I mean, is he? I don't even know. I'd have to look.
I would believe it. I mean, he had 2 just the other day. Let's see.
He's got 3 now.
Yeah, 3 sacks total.
Yeah, and he just got moved to edge 2 games ago.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks against Central Michigan and 1 against Nebraska.
And in truth, he's missed a total of 4 quarters and has 3 sacks. He missed half the game Oklahoma, half the game prior.
Yeah. So you got to add that in too. Yeah, I think he is on track then. I'm with you. All right, folks. Thanks. We're caught up on Super Chats. We got a bunch more topics here to come. But before we get to those, let's give the Win Agency a little... Win Agency has a little message for everyone here about life and health insurance, and consider utilizing them because there are people, they've been helping us out, and great sponsors, great partners for the last 2 years almost now. So check them out.
And we are fired up for another great season of Michigan football. The energy is electric, and with the new talent we have this year, I believe we have a real shot at stacking up some wins and making it back to the playoffs. At Win Agency, we want to help you win as well. We can help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, or your business. We also offer life insurance to protect the people you love, as well as smart investment strategies to help you build a strong financial future. Whatever your goals are, we have you covered. Let's cheer on our boys in the maize and blue and make this season one of the best to remember. Go Blue!
Get your life and health insurance from Win Agency, the best agency.
And we got Moose here coming in clutch with the links. Thank you, Moose. So just use Moose's links right there. These essentially take you to a self-serve form so you can put in whatever your situation is, the details, and then it'll actually come up with an approximate quote for you. And so just, if you have needs for either of these things, health or life, or a family member that does, let's help Win Agency out as they've helped us. And I just feel like paying it forward, I think that's a good thing to do. So really appreciate everybody who's doing that. We do have one more thing. So Ryan H has just gifted another 5. Those who stay will be champions membership. So thank you, and congrats to all 5 of you who got the membership. Hit that refresh button and enjoy your emojis. LBC is calling me out for saying not a top defense. Okay. Well, you know what? I need to
who's
see
not
it.
top I'm sorry, who's not top defense? Who?
I think he's calling me out for my USC take. Remember this. I'm the one who predicted correctly an 11-1 opening season for Lincoln Riley. Let's just remember that. Number 2. Yeah. Number 2, I've always been high on Lincoln Riley's offense. I think Lincoln Riley is one of the best offensive play callers that exist. I think he is really good at quarterback coaching. At the very least, quarterback stat padding and putting in these guys in fourth quarters of games against, the school of the deaf or the school of the blind, but at the end of the day, he has indisputably had really good offenses. His defenses have been shaky. I'm not disputing that they haven't improved at the line, at some of their positions, but they just gave up a hell of a lot of points to Michigan State, who may go 4-8 again this year, or 5-7. They gave up a hell of a lot of points. So I'm 31 points to Michigan State is kind of rough. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
Yeah. No, you're good. I just saw a video. I'm going to wreck the mood a little bit, but I just saw a video of Scooble hitting that dude in the face with that pitch. That hurt. Anyways.
Minnie agrees, so thanks, Minnie. All right. All right. No, I appreciate that.
I was distracted.
Okay. So let's go ahead to recruiting, because in fact, we have a few updates about some of these players that we're going after on the recruiting trail.
Hey, John, what's the date today?
September 23rd, 2025.
'Tis the season for flip season. Yeah, we're entering flip season, boys, and we are going to talk about 4 committed players. Well, really 5. One's our own. We'll get into that as well. But the very first player we're going to talk about is a player I am very high on, somebody we've talked about, Nick Abrams, linebacker Nick Abrams. This dude's a dog. And this is the #1 linebacker target for Michigan. And it does appear that Michigan is still talking to Nick Abrams. And what makes this interesting is Nick Abrams did commit to Georgia, but as you know, until signing day, they may have won the battle, but they didn't win the war. And this is who Michigan is currently targeting. It does appear to be a Michigan, Georgia, Oregon battle. NIL does not appear to be an issue for Michigan. They appear to be very willing to do what needs to be done here. That said, it just comes down to Michigan closing. The good news is, Nick Abrams' father is a big time businessman in the DC area, or in the I believe it's the DMV area. But we all know Michigan is known for its business school, the Ross Business School, and it does appear Nick Abrams does want to go to school for business. So that's another feather in our cap. And this is something that I've wanted to hit on, not wanted to, but something we did hit on all summer. Yeah, we may lose on a kid. We may lose on a kid here and there, but the reality is Michigan is going to take their shots as this season, or as the recruiting season closes. And I fully expect in the next 2 months, October, November, into December, Michigan is going to flip some kids. And I'm not guaranteeing we're getting Nick Abrams, but I am going to let you know Michigan is going to do their best to get Nick Abrams. And we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, you're going to war with the big boys. We're talking Georgia and Oregon. These are major players. The one thing that Georgia has over Michigan is Nick Abrams loves the way, and that closing speed was stupid on that
love
play.
Love that play there.
Yeah, this kid's legit. I want him. I want Nick Abrams. Like I think he'd be an excellent addition to this class, man. But yeah, I mean, the thing he loves is Georgia's the way they develop their linebackers, which I think we can all respectfully understand that. But Michigan has also developed very good defensive players as well. So something to monitor, something we will monitor, as the updates come, we'll bring them. But this is a player that many of us are high on, and for good reason. And if Michigan can pull this off, then that's big time. So that's where we are with this one, John.
Yeah. This is the type of player you want to get for a lot of reasons. He fits Michigan's DNA. He fits the likes of the Hausmans and the Michael Barretts and some of the top linebackers that Michigan's had. He's got some of those qualities. So I think it would be great to bring him over to our side.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, big time player to watch. Next player we'll talk about is somebody that I believe Moose is a big fan of. I'm pretty sure he is. It's Kari Adams. That's Khary, not I, John, but doesn't matter. Currently committed to Notre Dame. Runs a 10,700 meter. Very good player. Michigan is looking to land an elite corner to close out the cycle. The next three players are elite DBs. John, I must not have told you about Havon Finney. My bad. That's on me, though.
That might have been the one you were thinking of.
Well, it's probably the one. Well, Juju, I think, says you forgot one. He might have been mentioning. Hey, Juju, is Havon Finney the one you were talking about? That is the one that's not on here. But yeah, Kari Adams, Notre Dame commit. Michigan has been in contact. This one's not over. And we will give a shout out here to EJ Holland, because EJ Holland has said that even if Kari Adams commits to Notre Dame, he still feels, all right, I'll get to Juju's point in a moment. He did say that even if he does commit to Notre Dame, he feels Michigan could potentially flip this kid. So we'll see there. One to monitor. I mean, there is no question Michigan is looking to land an elite corner. Both these kids are very good. Kari Adams is very good. Nick Abrams is very good. Obviously, linebacker. Next player we'll talk about is Devon Benjamin. This is my favorite. This one's my favorite. Please give me Nick Abrams and Devon Benjamin. Please give me Nick Abrams, Devon Benjamin, and keep Julian Walker. We'll get into Julian Walker. But if we can get Devon Benjamin, who is Jabril Pepper's light, big-time player, committed to Oregon, Michigan is still talking to him. Michigan is still pushing, still very aggressive. What's beautiful here, boys and girls, is we are seeing Michigan currently court and try and flip three corners. So they have options, which is good. When you have options, you have potential leverage, even though they're not committed to you, but you can still use it to your advantage because there'll be demand. And so end of the day, I think Michigan's in a good spot in terms of entering flip season. The next player we will talk about is Havon Finney, who is committed to LSU. This is another kid that Michigan has continued to be in contact with. And again, Michigan is trying to land that elite corner, and one of these kids might be the one they flip. We'll see. Hopefully they get one of them. All three of them are elite. All three of them are very good. If I had to rank it, I would go Devon Benjamin, Kari Adams, then Finney, but that's me. But I'm so high on Devon Benjamin. I think he's just special. I think he's special. I think he's an X factor, impact player, game changer. The next player. Oh, and I wanted to hit on Juju's point. He says the player that I don't have up here, and there's a reason why I don't, Juju. It's Hodge. Hodge is the linebacker committed to Michigan State. The reason why I don't have him up here is because I'm going to be honest. Well, a couple reasons. One, we know Nick Abrams is their number one target. It does appear that Hodge is a maybe potential consolation prize, potential consolation. I'm not high on Hodge. I'm just not. So I'm kind of just observing that one from a distance. I don't love the kid's film. Respectfully, I don't. That's my opinion, though. I could be wrong. My opinion is what it is, right? But I just don't love it. I just don't love it. The players we are talking about here, I love them. Love them all. They're very good. And plus, it appears Michigan's more monitoring that situation than being aggressive with that situation. So that's kind of why I've laid off that. Okay. The next player we'll talk about is Julian Walker, who is committed to Michigan. What's interesting about this is South Carolina, for those who don't know, Julian Walker's father works for the strength and conditioning staff for South Carolina. Michigan blew Julian Walker's father and uncle away on the visit. Like, just blew him away. I mean, he essentially said he's never seen anything like it. He's been in this industry for 20 years.
That was impressive that they were able to do that with him, with his dad being who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why they said they understood why Julian, he understands, like he knows there, he was, and of course he's he's a strength and conditioning coach for South Carolina, but he understands like why his son would be interested in Michigan, and he's not going to push him, but obviously there's pressure, and obviously South Carolina is going to be in his ear. But what's interesting is Julian Walker will be visiting Michigan for the Wisconsin game. October 4th, he will be back, which would be a great time for Michigan to secure and build its lead and make Julian Walker realize this is where home is. So that's something we are going to monitor. It's going to be a very big visit because we want Julian Walker in the class. We do not want to lose Julian Walker because with Titan Davis, Carter Meadows, Julian Walker, and who else do we have in this nasty defensive line class? We got Alistair Vallejo, Jesus.
Vallejo, yeah.
Tariq Bonney, and Mikhail Blade. This is stupid. This is elite. This is dumb. They're all good. They're all good. Some obviously better than others, but all good. All are very good. We don't want to lose any of these kids. They're very good. So that's where we are there, John. The last player we'll hit on, though. This is a big one, but it's not for 2026. It's 2027, and it is Dakota Garant. Yes. So we all know the biggest need probably on this team. Let me think. Is it? It's wide receiver, I would think. I think wide receiver is the biggest need on this team. Now, of course, you want to keep adding. Offensive lineman depth and skill set, but we have a skill.
That's more like what we want to see.
Yeah. We have a skill deficit at the wide receiver position, and Michigan is working very hard to fix this. And this is one of the players they are targeting. This is Dakota Garant, 6'1" wide receiver out of Harper Woods, currently ranked 41 in the nation for the 2027 class. This kid is special. He is good. And here's the good news, boys. Michigan's been working on him for a while, but not only has Michigan been working on him for a while, he's going to be visiting Michigan. Not once, but twice in November. He's going to be visiting Michigan November 1st for the Purdue game, and then, of course, the 29th for the game. This is major because you're not coming here twice unless you are extremely interested in this program. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Michigan's going to do absolutely everything in its power to land him. He already has a relationship with Bryce Underwood. He already has a relationship with his coaching staff. Ron Bellamy's done a good job here. I do feel if you said, TJ, where do you think this ends up? I think we're going to get him. I mean, look how fluid he is. That is his balance, his fluidity, his ability to get out of his breaks, his ability, his burst, his acceleration. Look at him get out of that break. Special player, boys. This is a good player.
That was double covered.
This is a kid who will play on Sundays. Okay, this is a kid who will play on Sundays.
100%.
Very natural. He's very natural, and he high points the ball. This is the type of kid you get if you want to improve this offense. I'm very excited about the potential of landing him. And I want to let you guys know there is definite buzz that Michigan is going to change the trajectory of this wide receiver room with these upcoming cycles, whether it be the end of this cycle, transfer portal, or next cycle. Michigan's going, they are very aware of what they need to surround Bryce with and future quarterbacks like Brady Smeagol and Peter Borg. So I do anticipate that our wide receiver issues will not be much longer. So it's something we will monitor. Very excited. A lot of positive news. There should be more coming as flip season progresses. But I mean, just look at the high point.
Yeah.
Kid's good, man. Kid's good.
Yeah, and I understand that getting separation on high school players is easier, and I understand that. But there's an extra element that you can see on his film that can translate, right? The ability to catch the ball. How about that one? Let's get some people who can catch the ball.
Who's saying he's getting separation against high school players? Who's saying that's an issue? Is there a commenter?
No, but I mean, that's something that's been brought up in the past, like when you're going up against high school people versus when you go up against college people.
Yeah, you're going against your level of competition. Just as when you get to college, you'll be going against your level of competition.
Yeah.
Listen, if you are not excelling at the high school level, then that's an issue. Like, there's nothing wrong with the kid burning high school competition. Like that, to me, that is, I hate that argument. Like, well, look who he's playing against.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something called transferable skills, and this kid has a lot of that. It's just natural. If you can't watch his film and think to yourself, oh, he's going to be good on Saturdays, then you're out of your mind. I mean, it's very clear this kid has a lot of skill and ability and natural talent. That's the other thing too.
Running.
Like, yeah, he's one of those who has talent. Now, if he works hard, he will have a very good career. But I hate the argument of like, oh, well, he's burning high school DBs. Well, who the fuck do you want to play against? He's going to play against high school DBs, boys. I mean, it's just what, I don't know. It's a silly argument to me. But, well, I mean, I've heard it too, like, not even like going, I've heard it too, John. I've heard the same debates, like especially with like running backs. Oh, he's pulling away against high schoolers. No shit. He's in high school.
But I think regardless of where you are because I'm with you, but regardless of where you are on that side, my point is that it goes beyond that. And there are things that I can point out that are transferable no matter what with this player. Like, this is exactly who we need.
Yes.
Like, who we don't have. Like, I think Marsh comes the closest. But you need more players like that.
And look, we got good wide receivers coming already. Like the answers to this wide receiver skill deficit is what we'll call it. It's already on its way. Zion Robinson, Travis Johnson, Jalen Pyle is it's not elite, but it's a pretty good haul. And let's watch what he does with his ball. Look at that. Look at his ability dude, he runs so nice. His stride is beautiful. His balance is just fantastic. He's so natural. He's built right too. Like his lower body, he's just built right for a high schooler. I mean, he's just, look at him. Look at that stride, son. That's a player who will play on Sundays. Don't care. And if anyone wants to debate me on that, I'll put money on it, even though we got to wait 3 years.
Fair enough. So there's your recruiting updates here and some great players that Michigan is working furiously to bring over to the Wolverines. Okay. With that said, we do want to remind everybody that this book is out on an Amazon near you, Disputed National Champions by Mark Rogers. Learn about the national championships of the 1990s. And, of course, Mark came on our show a little while ago to talk about the 97 chapter, Michigan versus Nebraska. So get it at an Amazon near you. So real quick, we've got a couple more super chats here. Let's go with, will we flip a 5-star wide receiver? That would be nice, Michigander. That would be nice.
I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. I'm not aware of any names at the moment, but it doesn't mean they're not back channeling. We're gonna have to. We will know more come November. I would assume. I wouldn't be surprised if they did pull some Hail Mary. I think Michigan and its donors are going to be pretty aggressive as the season progresses, seeing what we're working with. It's very clear to everybody that we need to improve the wide receiver talent here. So, Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out. I mean, if we don't flip one in the portal or in the at the end of the cycle, I fully expect us to land some talent in the portal. Fully expect it.
Absolutely. So Michigander, we don't forget super chats here, and even when we do, we circle back to it as immediately when we find out.
And let us know if we do.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, it's not intentional.
Darren says, do you think that they let Bellamy go? And this is a topic we talked about last night where I said, well, where's Lonnie Galloway fit into this equation? Lonnie Galloway, of course, being Chip Lindsey's wide receivers coach at UNC. I don't know what the conversations were about. Can he bring Lonnie? Can he not bring Lonnie? Or, because I'm not going to lie. If I'm negotiating taking over as Michigan's offensive coordinator, aside from salary, what's the other big thing I'm going to ask for? To bring my guy over as wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
It's a very important part of running an offense.
It's something to monitor. I mean, I'm not of the position that Bellamy's gone right now. I just don't think so.
Especially after a win. Even
it's something we'll just got to monitor. But I agree with you. I thought Galloway was the one they would go after, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And there's also a legendary wide receivers coach in the building right now with Sue Campbell.
Sue Campbell, right.
So there's that. Nick is continuing with the Bellamy train here. I don't even have to say anything anymore. I got people, everybody's pointed out for me. Nick with the $1.99 fire. I love this. Banana peel Bellamy. That's a keeper. Stop the madness. And look, I don't know if he's getting fired. I think he brings a lot to the recruiting side of things, and so I think that does make it more complicated. But let's be really honest. It's not good enough. And it hasn't been good enough. And now there's a quarterback. And now there's an offensive coordinator that actually knows what he's doing. And now the line is gelling, so you can't have that excuse is going to start going away too. Sharon Moore's been reportedly working on the offensive line and helping out in that group. Well, if that line is gelling and doing better at run and pass pro, there's really no other the spotlight's all on wide receivers because the tight ends are doing their job. Marlon Klein or Hogan Hansen are pulling out a ton of yards. They're catching the balls that go to them. So just saying, I mean, I really am excited for Hogan Hansen to actually get back healthy because I think he is dynamic. I think for a tight end, his pass catching ability is really, really good. So at the very least, while they're figuring out the wide receiver situation, if Hogan Hansen comes back, I think that'll be great for Bryce.
Yeah.
Outdoor Montana pointing out that Hyder went 16 carries, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns his first game. Montana, he is a player that and this may be very controversial, what I'm about to say. I think he might be better than Haynes and Marshall in a few years.
Yeah, I don't think that's that controversial. I think the ceiling of Hyder is definitely higher, even though Haynes is on some potential Doak Walker Heisman consideration. But no, Hyder is considered one of the best backs to come out in a year or two. So, yeah, I mean, I don't listen. Marshall for sure. Haynes is just performing at a really
so
quick right now. So if he's on a Haynes level, then what more could you ask for, really? I mean, but I'm trying to find Hyder's stats because he's been killing it every week. I can't find him.
Yeah,
I can't find him.
We got beats here. So thanks for letting us. Yeah, so TJ on the Thursday show there.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll give an update here. All right, so Michelle was supposed to be on tonight, okay, but she's a very busy lady. And the plan is Thursday now. So to be determined. My bad on the last 2 shows. Life's just crazy, bro. I mean, it's just what it is. So my bad. You know, the intent is to not miss it, but sometimes I need to focus on the other stuff.
Yeah. But you have our commitment that whether it's TJ, myself, or another host, we're going to do our best to keep the shows rolling regularly moving forward.
Also, I gotta get Johnny Olden access because he can run it. If anything occurs and I can't make it,
yeah,
he can run it. So I got to get him access to the thing.
Yeah, it was literally just a weird situation where TJ couldn't do it, and then I'm on an airplane. Yeah. And so it was impossible for me to do it. So it was just one of those things. But we're gonna get there. And thanks for that, Beats, and thanks for being a mod and a member and super chatting. So appreciate you. All right. So let's get to 4 key bye-week questions, burning questions, or topics that we have here. So we've got season ups and downs. So we're going to give an up and then we're going to give a down and go back and forth on it for a couple of them. And so what do you say a big up has been on the season so far?
Barham edge rusher transforming this defensive line, John. I think it can become the Michigan standard, which is a impactful, dominant defensive line that literally bullies offensive lines. That's kind of where I'm on the ups.
Yeah, Barham was such a great decision to move him to edge. No offense to TJ Guy, right? But just something going on there. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know what. I don't want to speculate. But Barham just has elevated that position so much. And so Moore and Barham are now, I think, a really tough duo. I think Barham could, and this is also a big take, but I think he may, at the end of the season, you may think of him in the same breath as like an Ojabo. I mean, I think if he continues to have the sack numbers and could even be better than an Ojabo.
I think better. Barham's like NFL built. I mean, we're really talking first round talent here. If he can if he can continue this, what he's on right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Micah Parsons, I'm not at Micah Parsons. I'm not. But I kind of see what they're saying. Like, Barham's very special. What's his size? I mean, his size is like perfect too. Let's see. By the way, speaking of size, did you see what Bryce Underwood was clocked in at speed wise?
Barham's 6'3", 245,
which is great.
Perfect for that position.
Which is great for that Sam roll edge rusher off the edge. But yeah, dude, Bryce Underwood ran what, a 21.3 at 6'4", 230. He's like the 5th fastest. I have it on Twitter. I should have had this ready. For those who don't know, Savion Hyder, not to derail the topic here, John, but Savion Hyder and Bryce Underwood were 2 of the fastest players in college football this past weekend. Savion Hyder was, I got it right here. Savion Hyder was 4th in the nation. He came in at 21. I'm sorry. Why did I say? I'm sorry, Justice Haynes. Savion Hyder's not here yet. Justice Haynes is 21.5 miles an hour, 4th in the nation. Bryce Underwood, who again is 6'4", 230, came in at 21.3, made him the 6th fastest in the nation.
Wow.
That's fucking dumb. Dumb.
He's got that speed.
That's dumb, dude. That's why it's, and I'll tell you, all right, can we do down? Because I'm ready for my next down. It's related.
Let's go.
Down, the coaching decision to not utilize Underwood's running ability. And the potential concern that the coaching staff does not identify its strengths until later. And that may have cost us a week 2 loss. So I guess, that would be my down, is just not identifying the strengths of your players by this coaching staff.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about that one over and over. And I think message has been received because someone with the money.
Yeah.
someone with the money said, hey, don't ever do that again. Like, Bryce can run and let him use his, like, we just paid $12 million to get this kid. We're not going to use him.
Conversations were had, John. Conversations were had.
I will say it was very interesting how Coach Moore talked about that at the press conference yesterday. He basically basically said Bryce has had the option to run. He just hasn't run. Like, he basically was kind of putting it on Bryce that Bryce had opportunities where if he saw a lane, he was allowed to run. And I don't know how much I buy that.
No, we know. And he even said it the Monday after the Oklahoma game.
2 quarterbacks.
Unless you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't want to run the fucking quarterback. And then
it's interesting how he kind of backtracked there.
Well, and then that week after those comments, word is not only did administration, but some of the donors were very unhappy with those comments. That's the word.
I wonder why.
And then there just happened to be a complete 180 on approach the next game.
So
I think there's more there. I think there's more there than people realize.
Speaking of Bryce, let's have an up for Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
In general, I think we were high on him coming into the season. Obviously, we were very excited when he switched over from LSU to Michigan and through that whole journey. But I think he has surpassed even our kind of hopes for what he could be at this point. The composure, even in the Oklahoma game, when he was restricted, he looked calm. He looked like he was ready to fight and get after it. Him and Haynes both. And then in Nebraska, he goes into Lincoln, Nebraska, notoriously one of the toughest environments, stacked with Nebraska fans. They were loud. He didn't care. He was a calm, cool, collected customer. Very, very Batman-esque. I don't know. Sources are saying Batman-esque. And I think his abilities have elevated this team to a potential playoff berth even this year, because despite the drops of the wide receivers, he is able to orchestrate the offense. He's made a few freshman mistakes, I'll give you that, but like overall, he goes through his progressions. When the receiver isn't there, he isn't afraid to take off and run. He's been able to he looks, like I've said all along, he looks like a junior out there. At times, 2022 era JJ before he got injured. Like, that's what he looks like. And I'm impressed. It's literally his 4th start. We need to remember, he had his senior prom like 5 months ago.
Right.
Can't ask for anything. I mean, I think he's killing it.
He turned 18 1 month ago. Right. No, his composure is actually the thing that, like, we knew he was good. We knew he was talented, but his composure is insane. Like, to go into Nebraska and not in the moment's not too big. And then you listen to anyone who knows ball. You listen to anybody, Urban Meyer, Josh Pate, JD Piquel, Joel Klatt. There's others too. There's a lot of others. They are just nothing but high praise, talking about he's elite. You got Urban Meyer comparing him to Cam Newton.
Yeah. And make no mistake, he doesn't want to be saying nice things about this. Like he would love nothing more than to say that Bryce is underperforming and because he doesn't like Michigan. But he has to, like, he's saying what we can all see with our own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce is special. He's Batman, bro. That's why I got the shirt. He is Batman. It is what it is. I'm enjoying the journey, man. Like, that's the thing too. Enjoy every game, because we're only at 3 years with him. He's gone. So just enjoy every game. Enjoy the growth, the development. It's going to be fun to watch a player of this caliber grow. Like, because then he's going to go to the NFL, and then then you're going to watch him play for another team, So yeah, I mean, I am really, one thing I'm going to try and do, and I'm already doing it, is just try to remind the fan base to appreciate the present and enjoy the journey with this kid, because this is not normal. Like, we are lucky to be a fan of a team that has this type of talent. And Ohio State knows what I'm talking about here. Like they're going through the same thing with Jeremiah Smith. You know, when you have these like unique unicorns, you know, just enjoy the journey.
And of course, a down. Michigan is currently ranked 104th in the country in passing offense. The wide receiver play is abysmal. And I put that on the coaching decisions on who they're putting in those places. And I'm also the evaluation of the talent, and then obviously the execution of it by the players themselves. It's a whole ball of suck. And I don't know what I thought with Soup Campbell coming that would change. The only positive I did see one positive, and I thought that the route running has improved from last year. That's pretty much what I came up with, because I was trying to figure something out. Like, okay, what's positive? Route running is looking crisper. Okay. But at the end of the day, like, this isn't good enough for a team that I think it's reasonable to, like, with a quarterback of Bryce's caliber, that we want to go for natties, man. We want to go for titles. 2023 ruled. I got the plaque. 2023 ruled. But guess what? We're not satisfied. We want to be contending for titles now, just like Ohio State, just like the top people. Like, the fact that Penn State right now is the one thought of to, like, do great things is absolutely laughable. And I think part of the reason is because, like, Penn State has that 5-star talent. Penn State, you know, they're the media darling every year. But at the end of the day, who wins? Michigan wins, right? And Michigan should be contending this year, in my opinion, for a natty. But the reason that they're not in the conversation is because of the wide receiver play. Because I think Bryce can get us there.
I don't know. It takes we gotta learn how to win, John. I mean, I like there's that too. Like, you could have all the talent in the world, right? Like, for example, 2001 or 22. Like, there comes a point where, like, even if you're good, your players have to learn how to win. And remember this too, Sharon Moore's got to learn how to win in those moments as well. He's not been a head coach through a playoff, right? So I don't know. To me, listen, I think it is very fair to say we should be a playoff team and we should get our feet wet in the water. We should experience what that is. Like, I think this team is capable of that. I really do. And we're going to hit on that more in a moment. But to win a national title, I don't know. Maybe I'm just reserved. I'll say this. If we had Bryce Underwood last year, though, with that team, I think that team could have made a playoff run. But to your point, John, like, so let me volley off of your down.
Yeah.
And so for a good here.
Yeah.
And shout out to Isaiah Hole for unearthing this stat. Through 4 games this year, Michigan is 26th in yards per play offensively. Versus last year, we were ranked 127. Thank you, Chip Lindsey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justice Haynes.
Thank you, Alfred.
Right. Exactly. So the offense is already near top 25 in terms of yards per play. And here's the beauty of it. This offense is just starting to find its identity. It's just starting to, like, it's not even fully developed, right? It's in its infancy stage. Bryce is just learning this playbook. You know, that's why it's so exciting. I mean, I'm very optimistic about it all.
Absolutely. So here's an interesting one. Which player is going to step up next? Somebody that we don't currently, it's not like a Justice Haynes who's already blowing it up, but like, who's the next player that's going to be making an impact for this team?
Okay. I think it's going to be Andrew Marsh. I think Andrew Marsh is going to be the answer. I hope I didn't take yours, John, but I think Andrew Marsh is going to be the answer to our wide receiver situation. I think Andrew Marsh is going to gain more opportunity, and I think when you throw him the ball, he's going to make a play. So that's my answer. I'm going to go with Andrew Marsh. What you got for us, John?
So I mean, Andrew was definitely one, but I think Jaden Sanders
No, it's a great one.
is.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to think of who's like in the freshman level, who's like somebody, because Cole Sullivan, I feel like he's kind of taken that next step. So he's already stepped up. I feel like now.
I know.
Yeah, I think Sanders fits that bill really well. He's already got 11 solo tackles, 5 assists. I mean, watch out for this guy because he's already dynamic. From Kilgore, Texas, freshman, already making moves here these 4 couple of games.
Yeah, and just like wide receiver, we have a need on the back end. We need somebody to come in. It's a great, and just like you, John, I stayed away from Cole Sullivan because he's already kind of arriving. But yeah, I think Marsh and Sanders are excellent choices here. Kudos to us. Chat, let us know who you think is going to take the big step for this program.
So I feel like we kind of know the answer to this one. And we've kind of mentioned it a couple of times, but we have it here as one of our questions. So maybe there will be a surprise. But what do we see as needing the biggest improvement in the bye week?
All right, I'll let you go first, and I'll take, because I have two that could easily be the answer.
Okay. So obviously for me, it's wide receivers, which I've been harping on for a year, right? So what, and I think it goes beyond, what they've said so far is, okay, use the jugs machine and like.
Son of a bitch. All right. He'll be back. So mine is waiting for him to come back.
Let's rip out the book. Had a little blip there. Rip out the book and preconceived notions and who played in 2023 and play the best 3 guys who have the best hands, who can run routes, who can get separation. McCauley's one. Who else? Marsh, maybe. I want to find him. If it's Peyton O'Leary, cool. If it's Kendrick Bell, cool. I will say this. Kendrick Bell, I think Kendrick Bell has earned a little bit more playing time based on what he did recovering that onside. That was a great moment that then allowed Michigan to kneel it out and win the game. I think let's see what else Kendrick Bell might have. Couple extra packages for him.
So if I'm going to call my shot, I'm going to say McCauley, Morgan, Marsh. That's what I think the best 3 are. We're going to find out, though. So mine, what is the biggest improvement? Tackling. Wrap up. Cannot afford this shit. Not when we play against USC, especially when we play against Ohio State. I was telling Garrison, because, Garrison was a little smarmy with me. He's like, do you think you're going to beat us?
After 4 straight years of beating you, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's like, you don't look like you guys are going to be. I said, you could have said the same thing last year. He's like, I don't care about last year. Whatever. But if we do not improve the tackling and the fundamental here, the wrapping up, then no, we're not going to beat Ohio State. We will not beat Ohio State. But if we can get that cleaned up, which I think we can, because that's something that's very, very correctable, then yeah, we're going to be a far better defense and the team will be better. So we're going to, that's where I'm at. So I think, John, if we can improve wide receiver play, catching the ball, and then to my point, tackling, this team is already a lot better. Those are 2 of our biggest issues. The third, we'll just give a third here, bonus, is the coverage has got to be tighter on the back end of that defense, man.
Yeah. And that might be an injury thing too. Like that might be Zeke Berry out and Rod Moore slowly coming back.
No question. You're right. The answer may be health. The answer may be health on the back end of that defense, to your point, John. So, so, our guy, Wolverine Gage, the coverage as well. Exactly. But that could be a health. So like, there you go though. Like, okay, tackling we know can be fixed. That's a focus issue. These kids know how to freaking tackle, bro. Just wrap up, fundamentals, square up, right in the chest, tackle, wrap up, bro. And then, the offensive wide receiver play, that may be a more tricky, challenging one, but the answer might be Marsh emerging, maybe to be determined. And then, the back end of the defense may very well be health with Zeke Berry and Rod Moore coming back, to be determined though.
And with that said, leading up to the big question, are we revising our season predictions or are we staying where we are? We'll start with TJ.
Oh, you want to start with me? All right. So for those who know and been watching us all off season, I've been very strong on 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
I am officially at 10-2.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm
Let's
at 10-2.
go!
We're gonna make the playoffs. I do think we are gonna beat. I think. All right. So let's talk about that, John. So if we look at this schedule here, because I've been looking at it. If we look at the schedule for Michigan, I gotta freaking find it now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Look, the next game, we got the bye, obviously, but the next game is going to be Wisconsin. That's a dub, bro. We're going to beat Wisconsin. To be honest, it's the perfect tune-up out of the bye. We should be able to execute the things we worked on coming out of the bye. And then the most critical part of the season is going to come. Okay, you got it up. I love it, John. USC and Washington. If we can get through those two games with victories, and I'm not afraid of either one of them. Now, I do think USC on the road is our second toughest game left on the schedule. But if we can beat USC and Washington, look at what's ahead of us. Michigan State, not afraid. Purdue, we can do it. Northwestern, we can do it. And then you got Maryland. Now, I will say, shout out to their freshman quarterback. The kid's good.
Yeah, it's looking good.
But I'm not afraid of Maryland. And then you have, the game, which that is where it'll be determined. Like, that is where it'll be determined. Are we an 11-1 team or are we a 10-2 team?
Right.
I do have a 10-2. And I will say, as it stands, I don't think we beat Ohio State as it stands right now. I think we got to get tighter, cleaner, and better.
Wow.
So that's my loss. I have the second loss being Ohio State. But that can change. Like, if this team in the next couple weeks, this back end defense gets tighter, our tackling gets more polished, and our wide receivers get figured out. Do we get our top three guys? Is this offense even more effective? And then on top of that, is our top five offensive linemen figured out? Are they healthy? Is El Hadi healthy? Who's our right guard? Is it Granera? Is it Norton, or is it Afobe? We'll find out. Probably be Norton or Granera, but that's where I'm at, man. I like the Nebraska game impressed me because we beat them on the road, John, and we didn't even play as good as I know we can play because we have a lot of things to clean up, and I think we can clean those up. A lot of those things are fixable and coachable.
Well, I've been at 10-2 all along. I'm going to stay at 10-2. How about that? For the same exact reasons. So I think, look, I had Oklahoma penciled as a potential loss. I was hoping we could pull it out, but there were so many things against us in that game, right? But I did think Nebraska, we'd clutch it out because Michigan's history is beating Nebraska in one-score games most of the time and beating that whiner Matt Rule. And that's exactly what we did. No offense, Minnie, but let's be honest, right? So beating Nebraska. So there's room for one more loss to make the playoff. And I think it could be at USC. That's a tough one for travel reasons. That's a very good offense. Or it could be Ohio State. I think it's going to be one of those two. That's the L. 10-2 in the playoff. And then from there, Michigan writes its own ticket at 10-2.
We control our destiny right now. The team could just handle the job, the games in front of you, and then come Ohio, which it's a home game, boys. Imagine how hyped that game will be if we're going into that game. What is it, 11-1 then, or 10-1?
10-1.
10-1.
Wow.
And it's Bryce Underwood's first game against you know who.
Mm-hmm.
And they want everything, and they're every Buckeye wants this win. We're gonna find out what's up, man. I mean, and then now here's what's crazy, John. What if are we going to it 10-1 and we win that game? Big Ten championship, playoffs, good seeding. Yeah, I mean it's
Oof. then we're really in a great spot. And look, I think we all know that Michigan has a specific Ohio State game plan that they prepare for all year. The same will be the case this year, where there is legitimately a completely separate installation, completely separate, like there's the Beat Ohio drills that they do all year long. Beat Ohio, that's part of it. And so part of what they're going to throw at them, we don't know yet. I'm very excited to see what Chip Lindsey can call, given with his experience. But yeah, I think it's very possible that we figure it out. Hogan Hansen comes back healthy. Zeke Berry comes back healthy. Rod Moore plays more. They find Andrew Marsh. They find some other answer at wide receiver. And maybe you put Kendrick Bell or Donovan McCulley on the double pass instead of Samaj Morgan on the double pass. Just saying. They both played quarterback, right? And McCulley was a quarterback in college even. But anyway, point is 10-2. That's that. We have a couple more super chats here. So Daniel with the 10 burger, not a question, but want to say that when all injured guys are at peak health, we're going to see a huge jump in production on both sides of the ball. Hope that comes before the USC game. I'd love that. And I think you're right that injuries are playing a role here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've been banged up. We have been banged up, and the bye week's going to be big time to getting us right. And then, I'm so excited for the Wisconsin game because I think we're going to kick their ass.
Yes,
I think
that could be a CMU level beatdown.
I think we're going to
insane.
I think we're going to kick Wisconsin's ass, and I think the boys are going to be at full confidence going into USC. I think it's going to be a tough game. I do, but I think we're going to be exactly where we want to be at that point in the season to get the victory in the Coliseum.
Absolutely. Nick is asking.
Bro, Wisconsin lost to fucking Alabama, bro.
Yeah, that's
embarrassing. I'm just kidding.
Rough.
But I mean, we don't lose to Alabama.
Post Saban Alabama is even easier to beat.
For those who don't know, you know who Wisconsin has beaten? Listen to this. They beat Miami of Ohio.
Ooh.
Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, look out.
Or not State, Middle Tennessee.
Look out, Middle Tennessee.
And they lost to Alabama and Big Bad Maryland, who does have a good quarterback, by the way. Their freshman quarterback is legit. He's very good, but I mean, we'll be all right. Maryland is undefeated right now. Very interesting. Something to monitor.
Yeah, September Maryland has always been tough.
But they've played
nobody. Can they keep it going?
Maryland's played competition. Florida Atlantic, Northern Illinois, Townsend, and Wisconsin. They've played nobody. They played nobody.
TJ, who's your ideal wide receivers coach?
I don't really have one. I'll be honest. I'm not that deep in it where I have like these wide receiver coaches. I mean, I would love to say F you to Ohio State and get Heartline.
Yeah, we'd have to make him OC and AHC and a bunch of other shit to get him here.
Yeah, I don't have
money. I don't think that would be nice.
One thing I am not your like coaching encyclopedia. There's people who literally know all the hot up and coming guys. Yeah. I'm not that guy. Eventually, like I learn who would be potential candidates, but like I will not know that list until we lose one of those position coaches.
Yeah, and I've already said Lonnie Galloway and Soup Campbell.
Yeah, Galloway's solid. I like the Galloway one. But we'll see. We might be able to do better. I don't know.
Michigander, I think this is about US. Well, USC was Alex Orji, but they couldn't beat Davis Warren.
It's from Ohio State.
Oh, he's talking about Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Very true. And Marmar with the fuck Ohio period, and I mean that. 9 months of membership. Absolute facts there. All right, so that does it for today. Don't forget that coming up Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back with our call-in show with TJ, Johnny Olden, and potentially special guest Michelle.
Yeah, potentially. So we'll see. I mean, listen, we'll find out. We've tried to get her on twice. It's unfortunately her schedule gets busy. And so the intent is Thursday. We'll see what we can work out there. But yeah, looking forward to it. Johnny Olden in the house, myself talking ball. Now it does suck. It's the bye week. It would be nice to talk about this Wisconsin game, but there's still a lot to talk about. We're looking forward to it, and it should be a good show.
Absolutely. And coming up next, CFB Late Night with Mark Rogers, voice of college football, as he talks about Mike Gundy being fired, because that happened today. Mike Gundy, after 20 years at Oklahoma State, has been fired. So Mark Rogers is going to take your calls. Head on over there and let Mark know that John and TJ sent you. Let's have Wolverine Country representing over there on the main channel for CFB Late Night for the Mike Gundy fired episode. So check that out. All right. With that said, follow us on X at TJ_Ronin, at John Diadamo. And any final thoughts for us?
No, just enjoy the bye week. I know it's going to be long until we can watch Michigan play again, but it is what it is. The boys are getting better, and that's what matters. So just enjoy it, and we'll see everybody Thursday.
Boom. See you Thursday. And until next time, go Blue. We'll see you soon.
Go Blue.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.